back to Local Black Girls Podcast. Brooke is back, so welcome back, Brooke.
Thank you.
I kind of want to start the podcast off with saying thank you for such positive feedback from the last podcast I did by myself. I appreciate all the love. I got a lot of really nice and sweet DMs from people kind of opening up and talking about their anxiety and depression. So, yes, if you guys want to continue to talk, we can keep the dialogue open. My DMs are open. You know, follow us on Instagram and our social medias.
And our comment section, too, is open as well.
You know,
so
leave a little comment or something. Say something. But, yeah, it is Black History Month. So, we kind of wanted to deep dive into the history before slavery, because they like to say, you know, slavery's where Black people started. No, it's not where we started. Where we originally started. And like the whitewashing of Black history, and like how so much of our history has been covered up and we've been lied to and haven't been told the full truth of not only where we come from, but who we are as a people.
Yeah, like, honestly, I would not have known all the things I know right now because, like, I mean, just with, like, our family, like, you know, our dad, like, teaching us things, but, like, the school system, we already know it's messed up, but, like, they don't teach you a single thing about Black history.
Because they don't want Black people to be empowered. They know, like, if they built up white children, if they built up Black children the way they build up white children with the knowledge that they give them about their history, quote unquote, which a lot of it isn't real. History books, a lot of them are a lie. Then Black people would be a lot more empowered and be more proud to be Black. You know, when you know, like, where your ancestries come from, when you know, like, your ancestors did this, this, and that, and they built this, this, and that, and they ruled over this dynasty and this kingship level and all that stuff, you know what I mean? But we learn about all the white people and the Romans and the Greeks.
And let me just say this, like, I understand, you know, like, my, you know, hick school as it is anyways. I mean, the facts, I mean, we already know this. I mean, because I said this before on the podcast, how my mom obviously had to call in and tell the school, can you please say something about, like, Black History Month?
More than once.
Yeah, more than once for them to say something. Then finally they did. But I mean,
even then they brought up George Washington, like, it's Black History Month.
Yeah, but I mean they've continued doing it also this year as well. But I just want to say this, like yeah, like, I appreciate you saying it. However, like, by you saying that, still not going to change you really not, like, talking about, like, Black history as, like, much. Like, I understand, like, you, like, talking about for 20 seconds is not going to change anything, you know?
Exactly. It's like being told to do something and doing it is two completely different. Doing it and then being told to do it. Yeah, like the fact that a parent had to call in, hey, it's Black History Month. Why are you talking about white people? Yeah. Over the thing, when it's Black History Month, you can't even acknowledge it's Black History Month. But it doesn't really shock me because, like, again, the school system and all these people are being paid to teach a certain agenda and how, you know what I mean? So I can't get mad at them, but at the same time, it's like, you know what's going on. Yeah. You know the system. So
and also talking about the whole, you know, like, you know, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln thing. I had, like a quick little story I want to say that,
Tell your story.
Yeah, I mean, it popped in my head, I think, like, last week or maybe, like, 2 weeks ago or sometime. I remember, I think I was in, like, 3rd or 2nd grade, where we were, like, reading, like, this story.
Why'd you say it backwards like that?
I don't know, I do that a lot. No, you're fine. No, actually, I do that a lot, actually. I remember we were, like, reading, like, a short story about, like, George Washington or whatever, and we were reading the story, and it talked about how he had, like, wooden teeth and stuff, and I asked the teacher, I was like, why do you have wooden teeth? Because I was just like, it made no sense to me.
He didn't brush his teeth.
And the teacher, obviously, she couldn't really answer me or say anything about it, but then when I was older, I really, like, thought about it, and, I also did my research, and those teeth were not wooden. So this is what I'm gonna say. Whenever they refer to, like, wooden teeth for, like, you know, any person, you know, at that time or whatever, they mean slaves' teeth. Yep. They would literally pull the slave's teeth out and make dentures and, like, wear them. It didn't matter if the slave was alive or dead. It didn't matter. They would use their teeth.
Oh, and the cap me off what you just said. I've been doing a lot of research on cannibalism. And if you guys didn't know, okay, so the word picnic comes from pick a if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Yeah. And so they would literally have a public lynching. Everyone gather around, children, everyone gather around. They would hang him or her, and then they would barbecue them, and everyone have a little piece to eat.
Yeah. And like, I know y'all might think this sounds like crazy, but no, like it's true.
This is the stuff that they won't teach you.
I mean, think about it. I mean, if these people are willing to like sell people, like straight up sell human beings, what makes you think they're not gonna cut them up and eat them?
Or skin them and use them as leather.
Yeah.
Or like take their organs and use them as like novelty items in their freaking house. Or take pictures of lynched bodies and use them as postcards.
Yeah, I mean, because why didn't you hear about so many black people going missing and their organs being gone and stuff with the newspaper? Yeah. Because they're selling them.
What was the case? What was his name?
Oh my god, there's one dude. Wasn't he like a basketball player?
Yeah, he played basketball. It was like a whole thing. The story goes deep, but there's still no justice. And they found him rolled up in a wrestling mat, stuffed with newspaper with all of his organs gone. All of his organs gone. High schooler. In the high school. So you know the school, obviously there was a whole, you know what's going on there.
Yeah.
But what I also wanted to say is...
Oh, wait, can I say something? Because I'm sorry, some pumped in my head. No, I mean, because also, I mean, think about it, it makes sense also. Why do you think that there's so many people who go over to Africa to help the children out, and then, you know, the children end up getting, like, they get sent to, you know, like, be, like, sex slaves, literally.
Sold. Like, property. Like, even though slavery isn't here in the U.S., I mean, it is, because, you know, sex trafficking and stuff like that. Yeah. Slavery is still alive. It may not be prominent in this country. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, slavery. Yeah. But it's happening all over the world. We just don't see it. They try to cover it up and act like it's not happening. There's certain things that they don't report on the news because it doesn't fit the news' agenda. Yeah. I don't want to get too deep into that.
No, I'm sorry. But like, also, I mean, obviously, like, I, you know, read all about, like, you know, how, like, the news tries to cover up things. I mean, there's so many genocides that, like, happen all over the world. But, like, genocides are, like, one of the things, like, never get reported. Especially if, like, they're don't have anything to necessarily to deal with the United States. But, like, they're,
This world's sick. Back on topic. What I wanted to say is, like, cannibalism goes back really far. Like, when, like, the mummies that were in Egypt, the white people who went into Egypt took the mummies and ate them for cleansing purposes. Now, does this make sense? So the people you don't like, that you deem aren't human, that are inferior to you, you're going to eat them for purification purposes. Now tell me, does that make sense to you?
It makes absolutely no sense. No sense.
Why are you eating a dead body, weirdo? What is wrong with you?
No, but then again, no, we're the unclean people. Yeah. We're unclean. We're unclean.
We ain't even people.
Yeah. No, not at all.
No, but I keep getting off topic. I don't know, it's weird for me to, like, go back and think, like, of, like, my ancestors and, like, who they were and, like, where we come from. I mean, not weird, but, like, we came from, like, kings and queens, like, dynasties, like, rulers, literal royalty in our blood. But they won't tell you that.
Yeah.
They won't.
I mean, we literally, like, we were in tribes. Mm-hmm. We were flourishing. Mm-hmm. We were doing amazing.
Beautiful civilizations, like, beautiful towers and monuments, blah, blah, all these things, but then when the white people come and they look, like the people who, like, I guess are historians, and they come steal all the artifacts and everything, and then they want to say, you know what, aliens built those. You guys didn't build those, aliens did. Because they were just like, you know what, how is an African smart enough to come up with a structure like that? Didn't we teach you guys how to bathe?
Yeah. You taught how to use soap and water.
No, for real, like, I just wish that they taught that in school, because I'm telling you, if we grew up hearing and listening and not having to grow into a proud black person and just always being that, because that's what white people have. They grow up being proud to be white because society tells them, hey, white is right. Yeah. Black isn't. Like, for real.
No, yeah, and then I just feel like the way how, like, they put, like, white people up there and, like, they want people to be, like, they want them to be patriotic. Mm-hmm. But I'm just like, I can't stand, I'm sorry, this would be like, I cannot stand patriotic people.
Same.
Because I'm like, how are you going to be patriotic about...
Well, I get it because it's their country, if you really think about it. Like, everything was written for them,
no, but they do it in a way that they're proud of it.
Okay,
but
yeah.
Then, they're proud of it.
Like the Confederate people?
Yeah, like, they'll be, like, proud of it and stuff like that. They'll be like, you know, I'm so proud to be an American and stuff like that. I'm like, what are you proud of? Like, this country was literally built on my ancestors' back. Like, what are you proud of?
And then they want us to forget about it and for us to be patriotic. Like, no, we were stripped of our identity. we don't know our actual names. We don't know our actual last names.
Yeah, trust me. One thing for sure, my last name would not be Wells. Our last name would not be Wells.
That's a slave master last name.
Would not be Wells.
Do you think about that now? We have, how many generations are we away from slavery? 4 generations away from slavery? No, 4 generations. So boom, 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 boom.
Even though it could be more because we don't know.
But Wells, my last name, your last name, everyone upstairs' last name is Mass's last name that was given to us and has been passed down.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Do any white people have any slave master last names? No, they have their last names, don't they? Mm-hmm. When they migrated from Europe, and some of them changed it when they got over here. That's besides the point.
Yeah.
But stripping people of their culture, ripping families apart, eating people, hanging people, cutting off people's limbs, feeding people's children to alligators, having mothers and sons and fathers and daughters have sex to breed more people for you. And then they want to say, get over it. That's traumatizing. I don't think people understand that all that stuff that took place, that is generational trauma that still affects the black community today.
Oh, I have to say
and if you don't see that, you don't understand the structure. There's literally a book, the Willie Lynch letter? Mm-hmm. The letter where he talks about how to generationally mess up people. Like he literally said, talking about how to break a person, how to break generations of people. And he sold the book. You can literally go read the book. And it says that it will affect that generation of people for hundreds and hundreds of years. That's why we are so divided as a black community. And when we come together, there's no force that is going to stop us. And they know that. That's why they continue to keep us divided. Not only by the news, and they keep continuing to traumatize us by showing us people who look just like us dying. To keep us in that same mental state that, there's no escaping this. The only thing that comes out of this for you is death. Nothing more.
Yeah, can I say something?
Go
ahead.
Say something for a while. My bad.
No, you're fine.
I was going right.
No, I kind of wanted to relate it back to, because, my class and stuff, like, I read and everything, mm-hmm. and, like, people, like, always try to, say, like, oh, black people are in the state, because they want to be, because, like, they're lazy and stuff like that. Like, we're in poverty because they're lazy. No, the reason why, some of us are in poverty, or why we're in these awful urban areas, mm-hmm. are because of, generationally, over time, you ripping away, like, the father. Mm-hmm. Or the mother, or mm-hmm. doing the stuff, because you put us in this state to where you don't want us to thrive and be successful, mm-hmm. and then you try to put yourself up there because you're like, you want to, like, divide us and mm-hmm. put it into a class system in the society and everything. You mm-hmm. want to do that.
I mean, again, to touch on what you just said, like, generation through slavery, what would they do? Take away the father. Or immediately take away the father, because the father is the mother and father.
The leaders of the household.
Exactly. Yeah. And so you have the mom. So you make the mom the mother and the father. And she has to have a de-attachment to her children. Because if people are being ripped away and sold, there's obviously going to be emotions and blah, blah, blah. So you have to make the mother be okay with her children being taken away.
Yeah. Because white people are literally the reason why black people are in the state that we mm-hmm. are in today.
They're the reason why 70% of black households do not have a father. And the government is the father.
Yeah, and then also they're the reason why, sometimes some of us don't want to go to school. Or, like, might want to sell drugs or stuff like mm-hmm. that. Like, they're the reason why, because, like, they basically are trying to push it our mm-hmm. way.
They see no out. They show us that, hey, this is the only way you're going to make money. Mm-hmm. The prison to school prison to prison pipeline, where black children are punished harsher than white children, to where they're expelled or kicked out of school. And it's like, well, they have no other choice now mm-hmm. but to go sell drugs or do this or do that. So it's like, you do these things because it benefits you. It benefits your agenda and what you're trying to push. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm saying, that's why generationally it has come down, it has affected us. I watched this one, what's her name? It's the black lady, she does, like, the documentary stuff on, like, generational trauma. And basically mm-hmm. she was talking about how slave mothers, in order to get, like, their sons to not be sold, they would denigrate them. They would be like, oh, like, he's weak, or, like, say he's, like, stupid, or blah, blah, blah. And that has generationally been passed down. And that's why you see like a lot of this bashing of black women from black men, because that same like generational stuff has been passed through, where the mother will denigrate her son, blah blah blah, thinking that she's keeping him safe, but no, if anything, she's pushing him away. But she doesn't understand that it is in our DNA, it's in the programming. And that's why we need therapy. The black community needs therapy so much. We need to talk, we need to speak about these issues. It's so hush hush and quiet and put away. And it's like, we're never going to get anywhere if we don't talk about these problems. But at the same time, when we do talk about these problems, we're told to be quiet and just deal with it. Which pisses me off. And when I was taking notes for this podcast, I just kind of started typing and going into like a little tirade. And I just kind of wanted to speak to any of the white people who want to understand where we're coming from and why we do what we do and why we speak about stuff like that, stuff like this. And just imagine growing up and constantly being told and shown that you're beneath people and that this is as far as you'll go. And you have people constantly pointing out your differences. Oh, you're this, you're that. Well, you should do this with your hair. You should do this, blah, blah, blah. Someone constantly trying to mold you into something you're not. And not seeing yourself represented. And when you do see yourself represented, it's in a bad light. So how do you expect me to feel about myself when I have no sense of self, because you haven't given me that? And you haven't given me the opportunity to figure that out.
And you know, what's also scary to know is that, like, at any point, at any given time, somebody could easily pass a law or something saying that we're property again. Saying that we're slaves.
For real.
And I know that seems crazy, but no, like, honestly, I mean,
we were literally, there was 3/5 of a human being.
Yeah.
We were once 3/5 of, not a full human being, only 3/5. So that the white people can make one.
Like, it's scary to know, like, somebody's, like, literally, like, in, like, control of, like, my life, basically.
Our destiny.
Yeah, because, I mean, we're not technically free. We're just free because for right now they're saying that we're free.
And how you know we're not free? Tell me the last case that we've gotten justice for in a wrongful shooting of an innocent black person. I haven't seen one.
Yeah.
Or where a case actually gets solved, where someone goes to jail and gets locked up and doesn't get bailed out because they have a bunch of money and they have a bunch of racist people backing them, like the KKK, to bail them out of jail. Like
or doing like little like funds or whatever, and like
go
raising money and stuff.
Let's help get this racist person out of jail. Like, what is wrong with you? Or the people who be like, Breonna Taylor deserved to die. Like, what?
I mean, there's a whole lot of people I can say, you know, from your side that I can say should
deserve to die.
Yeah, so.
None of y'all. Like, just put yourself in our shoes. A life where you're constantly being told that you're not good enough.
Yeah. And also, can we stop this right now? Can all black people, no matter what shade that you are, please stop trying to put yourself above others.
Stop the colorism.
It does not matter. Like, I don't care, like,
light, dark, brown skin, light skin, dark skin, bright skin. Some of y'all.
I'm sorry. This is what I'm gonna say. Y'all all black. You black.
If you sit next to a white person and the cop has a choice to shoot you or the other person, they're going to shoot you.
You're black.
Twice.
So please stop trying to do this. Stop trying to say, you know, oh, like, you know, pretty light skinned, you know.
Stop trying to suck up to massa. Stop it.
Yeah, it's like, no.
Stop the coon stuff.
No.
I'm sorry, Dad. I know you don't like that word, but they're cooning over here. They really are.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, okay, I'll say a Sambo. They probably don't know what that is. What we're saying is like there was always a house slave who
was really close to the
master, who licked his boot, who did whatever he said. If slaves were planning to escape, he was gonna go snitch. If someone was doing this, he was gonna go snitch. So they were the pygmy at the time. So don't be a pygmy. Be for your people, because your people will be for you, regardless. Like, literally, like, black people, we are so accepting of literally our people. Like, we really are. And like, we're portrayed like we don't. Like, we love each other. Like, our churches are lit. Like, we all Sunday, you know what I mean? Like, we always have a good time. We, like, growing up in a black household, like, we never spoke badly about white people for real. Like, we were always told, respect, blah, blah. It doesn't matter if someone, like, disrespect you. Obviously, like, stand up for yourself, but, like, don't disrespect people. Like, we never did.
And the fact that we're literally being like, like literally like kneeling at like death's thing with like literally like it just makes me think about how like police officer thing and being in a car, like the fact like we have to respect somebody who might be literally like talking straight up trash about it, having a gun in our face, and we're supposed to respect them and say, yes sir, oh what do you need sir, like how's your day sir,
when lawfully we can, like if what is it, like if like you have the right to defend yourself if it's like an unlawful like arrest or something
yeah, but
like
if
that.
you're black, that law does not apply to you.
For you.
Does not apply to you.
That wasn't written for you, so don't follow that.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I was just about to say something. It was good too.
Yeah.
It was good. Dang, keep talking, keep going. I feel like we'll come back.
Well, I don't know.
Okay, so I went on this rant one night where I just like, why is your pop socket not working?
Because you have to.
Thank you. I said, if any white person is offended by what we have to say, try spending most of your life consistently being offended and told that you're not good enough and that you're not going to do anything or be anything, and everything you do is constantly copied or claimed by someone else. When you're the one who came up with it, I honestly think that white people are just scared of us. We're a group of people who come from many dynasties, kings, queens, etc. And they're scared for us to come up in society because they know that we'll outdo them. And when I say that, I don't mean that in like a mean way, but there's just a certain essence about black people. And everything we do, we excel in 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
And since we were the original people, there's nobody better. And I'm sorry if you feel like that's a bad statement to say. I'm sorry, but if a person is the original person, there's no what you want me to say? You know what I mean? So it's like I was so tired of holding my tongue for so long. Like, I'm black and I'm proud.
Yeah,
that's it. Like that's it.
For real.
Do you have anything else you want to say or add to this?
Well, no, I mean it's just hard because I mean you're like I'm always constantly thinking of something, but then you just keep talking. And
I'm sorry. I just get so excited and I get so wrapped up in I have so many ideas and like things I want to say. But I just want other black people to be empowered and love yourself and dig into your culture, find your roots, find yourself. Like I think that's what really made me find myself when I was kind of having like my awakening to who I was becoming and who I am.
I know it. Us as black people, we have to stop constantly relying on that confirmation from white people.
Yes.
Because I think we're constantly waiting for the other person to say, oh, this and this and that. But we need to stop doing that because actually, if anything, that's actually bringing our confidence down. Mm-hmm. But like, yeah, because I mean, I've noticed that. Mm-hmm. Like, I know this is awful of me, but like, when a black person compliments me, I'm just like, white person compliments me, I'm like, oh wow, that was, and I do that. I'm just like, why? Like, why do I do that? Like, it's just like the fact that like
it's
I
in
feel
the
like
programming.
Yeah, the fact that I need that from like it's just.
I feel like you need white validation. You don't need white man paperwork.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like you were saying, like you don't need white people validation. Your validation is enough. Find your roots. Dig into yourself. Actually, find yourself. And I felt like before I was interrupted. I think when I was having my moment of finding myself and being proud of who I was and where I came from, it was digging into my roots and like learning about my ancestors and stuff like that and digging into the culture and blah, like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what we do. Like, there's certain like things that we do as a family to like celebrate our culture and everything and where we come from. So if you want to know more about yourself and find more about yourself, dig into your history, dig into your roots. And that not only for black people, white people, you do too. Yeah. Dig into your roots. You know, most of the time y'all already know you come from.
Yeah.
Someone in Brooklyn.
I know, because it's weird. Like when I found out, I was like a Hebrew. I was like, I'm a Hebrew. What? No. Judah? No, but yeah, I know. It just made you like proud. Yeah, like just to like to know like your actual like family,
mm-hmm.
you know,
and who you are, because you find out a lot about yourself. Because like think about it, you're a mixture of your ancestors, passed all the way down from your great to now. You're a mixture of all those people. So for people to say there's no, not to know your history, so you need to know yourself. to know yourself, you need to know your history.
And so my history is not just about being on a ship.
It's not about being a slave.
It's not. It's way more than that.
Our roots run deep. So I encourage everyone to dig deep. Oh, watch Roots. It's Black History Month. Watch Roots.
Oh, yeah.
Watch the old one and the new one, because there's a difference.
But, like, this one I'm going to say, like, if you prefer more, like, you know, modern stuff a little bit, I mean, it's not really modern, but, like, then probably watch the newer Roots. But, yeah.
Oh, you can watch the continuation of the old Roots, too. It, like, goes into, like, Belle, like, from Kunta Kinte to Kizzy to Chicken George. I think to Belle. Does it go to Belle?
No,
There's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's like you know, goes down like the different lines and stuff like that.
It goes down generational. Like, even though it actually came out that Alex Haley stole that story from someone else, which made me very upset. I was like, dude, they're gonna tell someone else's story. But I mean, obviously, it was still based on a true story. It just wasn't his story to tell. But this was our first podcast for Black History Month. This was kind of just like an opening. Yeah. But there's certain topics that we are going to dig in deeper in, like Black history. Like, we're going to touch on, like, Black historians, like, you know, Malcolm X, and not really MLK, because everybody already knows him.
We're basically going to talk more about, like, you know, the excellent Black people that you don't really hear about a lot. Because we're not going to tell the same story you already know. You already know. I mean, even though you might not even know the full truth, but still, I mean, we're not going to go too deep into that.
Because you can do your own research. Anyway. But yeah, that wraps up this podcast. Please stay tuned for this Black History Month. We hope you guys are excited with us. I hope you learned something today and continue to come back and learn something. Subscribe.
Oh, follow our Instagram too.
Yep. Follow our local Black Girls podcast. Follow my Instagram. Follow her Instagram. And yeah, we out.